Hoi, it's louisity again, and for this video we are going to talk about our October 2024 TBR courtesy of the Alphabet TBR jar. Hooray! So this is like the fourth TBR jar game, and oh my goodness, time flies so quickly. Like, I felt like it was just yesterday that I was thinking about, like, what are we going to be doing in 2024? What would be our resolutions? What are the things that we plan to improve on ourselves? And then, boom, we're already like in the last quarter, y'all. So, yes, indeed, time zoomed. And come to think of it, we have an extra day in 2024. So, I'm shocked. So, yeah. So for those who have not watched any of my Alphabet TBR games, what happens is that I would typically have like 4 picks per month, which would contain either like at least 4 books or around 4 books, I should say, because do I have the power to combine prompts? Yeah, I do. So we'll find out, because this TBR game this month is acting a little bit differently, so you'll find out what I mean. But yeah, so basically typically there are 4 prompts that I'm going to pick out of like a TBR, like Alphabet TBR jar game, and then from those, like basically they're coming from like the 26 letters of the alphabet, and I'm gonna pick one like 4 times, minimum 4 times, and each letter has a corresponding prompt, and I'm going to find like a book that of course fits the prompt, or at least fits the prompt according to my rules, y'all. So okay, and the catch is, if I pick a letter that I already picked last month, or I pick like letters consecutively, so say I pick letter B and then I either pick letter A or C, then I'm gonna have to add another pick. Same goes with, like, say I picked like a letter that I already picked the previous month, and then also but yeah, just so you know, if ever that I pick letter B and then I pick letter H and then I pick letter C, that doesn't count. So we would still stick to the 4 prompts. It inspired me whenever I list out authors, so I thought about this like TBR game and like a fun thing to do in my channel. So yeah. But if say I pick letter A and I pick letter Z, that still doesn't count. So those are the rules. So did the TBR game become kind to me this month? We shall see. So let us go over the books that are included in my September 2024 TBR. So for letter I, which is for a legal thriller, I picked Third Degree by James Patterson and Andrew Gross, and I read this. For letter F, which is a father pick, my dad chose Honor Thyself by Daniel Steele. I am currently reading this, and it is currently September 27th here in the Philippines, and there are roughly like 3 days left for September. I'm not sure if I'd be able to finish it by Monday. I do feel like this might be carried out to October 2024. By the way, if I'm not able to finish the books in my TBR for the month, they will just be carried over to the following month. For letter T, which is a letter that I also picked for my August 2024 TBR, which is a debut book, I chose Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, and I have not read this, and most likely will be carried over to the next month. For letter A, which is another prompt in my August 2024 TBR, or I should say another letter picked for my August 2024 TBR, which is a book that does not start with a and the, basically the articles in the English language. I chose Finally Seen by Kellyanne, which is a carryover, by the way, from August 2024 TBR, and I read this. For letter O, which is for beloved author, I chose Aleph by Paulo Coelho, and I read this. And finally, for the last letter, which is U, which is for a reread, I chose Fallen by Lauren Kate, and I reread this. So that was my September 2024 TBR. Let us head on to my Alphabet TBR game to determine what will be the books in my October 2024 TBR. Pick number 1. Letter T. Not again. Why, oh why? For the third consecutive month, we picked letter T, which means we are going to add another prompt for this Alphabet TBR game. Okay? So letter T is a debut book. Now I can use Throne of Glass for this one by Sarah J. Maas, but there is another book that I've been wanting to read, and that is Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Austin. Now this is like middle grade fantasy, and I've been seeing it around a lot, especially when middle grade fantasy books are being talked about, and it looks something that I'm going to enjoy. So I'm feeling the vibe. This like cover as well, I admit, and basically middle grade fantasy just captivates me. So I'm definitely excited, and I talked about the story, how fortunate that I was able to acquire both Amari and the Night Brothers as well as Amari the Great Game, both in like paperback formats, just like it was just perfect. But yes, this is the book that I'm going to be picking for letter T debut book. Pick number 2. Letter S. Okay, so we have some good news and some bad news. The bad news is that the next letter that was picked is letter S, which is like consecutive with letter T, so that means we are going to have another pick. So we are down to a total of 6 picks, okay? And the good news is that it's a new letter, a letter that I haven't picked, and it's kind of like a fun one because it's spin the wheel. So the wheel chose, as you saw like in a previous clip, the wheel chose Steelheart by Brandon Sanderson. Pick number 3. Letter L. Letter L is a lalaki book. So what does a lalaki book mean? Basically, lalaki in Filipino or Tagalog means male or guy or man. So I thought like these books that give quote-unquote dude vibes. So basically like a high epic fantasy, let alone written by a dude, or say sci-fi fantasy, let alone written by dudes. Okay, so because me, I kind of want to try those things. I did that before with Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey, and I enjoyed it. I like it. And yeah, so far it's been a success. I don't have like any like epic fantasy or like an adult sci-fi book at the moment in my like TBR. So like not really the one to read in my Goodreads. Basically the TBR basically the books that I can like choose from. Yeah, because those books are usually like thick, and I am not in the mood for that right now, because I know how long it will take me for me to read those. So I picked for this one, at least the one that I have already, would be Steelheart by Brandon Sanderson. Of course, it's like young adult sci-fi, so this can still pass and fall under the criteria of a lucky book. Pick number 4. Letter N. Letter N is number generator. So basically I have a spreadsheet where it contains all the bits that I have, and I would set like a range based from the number of bits that I can choose from, in a random number generator in Google, as you saw like in the previous clip. And it chose Spirit Glass by Roshni Chokshi. Now, I've been wanting for this book to be involved in a prompt or a letter that hasn't been chosen. But, it has already been picked. The number generator decided for me to, include this in my TBR and made me want to read it. So it is what it is, but who knows, maybe I have other choices for that prompt. Like, I honestly wanted this to be involved in that prompt or letter, but yes, for sure, there will be other choices for that letter. Pick number 5. Letter C. Letter C is Nature on the cover, and I chose Circe by Madeline Miller because one of the covers for this one has a striking showing of nature, basically. Like you can see flowers, you can see leaves, so I decided to choose it. Now, just a reminder about this prompt, basically anything with plants, animals, or maybe even land formations, or bodies of water, could be chosen for this prompt. Like humans, even if we are on Earth, it doesn't count. So yeah, I am choosing Circe by Madeline Miller for this prompt. Pick number 6. Letter F. Letter F, which is another letter that was picked for my September 2024 TBR, so that means we are down to 7 picks. Yes, it is what it is, but we are strategic in terms of planning our TBR. So, as you can see from the previous clip, my dad chose Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston. Pick number 7. Letter X. And finally, letter X is Another Chance author, and of course, I'm going to pick for this one Circe by Madeline Miller. Now, if you folks know me, I really did not like Song of Achilles. I thought it was dragging. It lacked that pull for me to be invested in the story. It did not unleash emotions out of me, except towards the end and the Greek mythology references. But other than that, I was where is the story going? Where? So yeah, I'm gonna give Madeline Miller another chance. I know folks who liked Song of Achilles did not really like Circe, So we'll see how it will work for me, because usually if a lot of people like something, I tend to like not really like it, and kind of like vice versa. You know, some of the things that people do not like, I tend to enjoy. Management of expectations, I guess, but it is what it is. So we'll see how I'll have, you know, how I'll feel about like Cersei, how my reading experience is gonna be. So these are some of the books for my October 2024 TBR. So Spirit Glass and Mari and the Night Brothers, plus Steelheart, Cersei, and then also I'll carry over Throne of Glass, and then also probably, if I don't finish Honor Thyself by September, then it will also be carried over in October. If you've made it this far, just let me know you've made it this far. Also, you can comment down below what are the books that you plan to read on October 2024. You know, also, basically, you can just tell me which books do you plan reading anytime soon. Which books, like, are you gravitating to? So I hope you folks liked this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, click that subscribe button and hit that little bell icon somewhere down there to keep yourselves posted about my videos. I also put down links and handles on my social media accounts, so feel free to check me out. Follow me there, support me there as well. As always, thank you super much for watching. Always be thankful and unleash the reader in you. Bye, y'all.